Before you watch this particular devotional, I want you to understand that the situation has changed as I expected it would. However, I feel that the point made in the devotional is still valid. So, just for the record, please don't message me and tell me I was wrong. Okay? Y'all have a great day. Good morning, everyone. I hope this finds you well and living your best life in Jesus Christ. Well, yesterday I got up to a full message box on Facebook concerning the WVSSAC's plans not to allow bands to play for football games. You know, I've very seldom in my life seen so many justifiably angry and unhappy people. Just in case you're not aware of the situation, the WVSSAC is the state body that governs school sports. And they made the decision not to allow bands to perform at football games. Now, look, as loath as I am to include such political things in these devotionals, I feel that I must point out that I find this decision to be wrong. I have many years of experience as a band director and as a teacher, and I do know that many programs spend an inordinate amount of time and energy preparing to perform at football games. Whether that's right or wrong, this is a deeply held tradition, and it's expected to take part as a part of the entire school experience, its gestalt, if you will. To take it away for no valid scientific reason while allowing the football players to engage in considerably more hazardous behavior is wrong-headed, and frankly, I look at it as it flies in the face of current scientific evidence. So, just for the record, let's mark me firmly in the side of let the kids play, okay? And while we're at it, let's finally end this silliness of the West Virginia Secondary Schools Activities Commission having any say over the arts. However, be that as it may, and as much as I'm disappointed in the current situation, I have needed to remind myself and others that, as strange as it may sound, disappointment is often a gift. See, the truth is that sometimes we become too accustomed to the way things are and the traditions that we use as a touchstone in our lives. We naturally take comfort in things being the same. It happens in the church all the time as we're accustomed to certain ways of doing things, certain rituals, if you will, and get very upset if something changes these things. Even if later we find the change was good, we still long for the good old days. The truth is that the Lord knows that sometimes we need to be disappointed. We need to get shaken up a bit and realize what's truly important in our lives. Often, if we're honest, only then do we discover that the old ways weren't working all that well anyway. Or maybe that being forced to take the harder path, we are growing and learning to do something we never suspected we were able to do. Being disappointed in life forces growth. That's why a good parent often tells their child no, when, let's face it, it would be a much easier path for them to tell them yes. It forces us to adapt rather than bemoan our fate and helps us to appreciate the many blessings we often take for granted. It reminds us that nothing is really certain in this life, well, except for Christ. The problem is that if we're not very careful, disappointments can color our outlook in life and even change the way we see God. I said as much to a lady online, and she angrily replied to me, "Haven't we had enough? Given up enough thanks to COVID-19. When does it end? My child's senior year is being ruined." Well, I told her I understood, but I also told her that, well, it's going to end when it ends. And then I quoted that old saw, "What can't be cured must be endured." But it's even more than that. We're called not to just endure these things, but to use them to flourish. I reminded her of Colossians 3:23, which tells us, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." I told her that perhaps she and her daughter should take this as an opportunity to channel their disappointment into something that would truly make her daughter's senior year special. I suggested that perhaps she and her daughter should find other things, such as working and performing in the church or doing activities for those in need. I suggested starting a program and using this as a springboard for a truly terrific senior year where she and her daughter may find they can do things they never dreamed they could do and grow in their relationship with each other and with God. She unfriended me. I wasn't surprised. People seldom want to be told they can't have what they want. Yeah, life hands you disappointments, but you are the one that gets to choose how you respond to them. Will you respond in anger, rage, throw a temper tantrum and stamp your little feet? Or will you use it to learn and grow, to find the good, and perhaps, just perhaps, grow as a Christian? Do you take this as an opportunity to show your child how a Christian deals with disappointment? That maybe by being a good example that we often talk about, that we will show them something they need to see by doing things as if we were doing them for the Lord? What disappointment are you processing today, my friend? How might this actually be a gift in the making? I remind you that it's okay to fight for what you believe in, but don't allow that to overcome your joy. Becoming angry and railing on Facebook, let's face it, will not solve the problem, and it will simply make you more bitter and less productive. We all have times in our life when we aren't where we want to be, and things aren't the way we expect them to be. We feel cheated, we feel angry, but in those times we can ask God to guide us to be productive and happy, right where we are, right now. Let us thank God for using all things for our good, as He says, even disappointment. Let's look at our disappointments with fresh eyes today, discovering gifts where we're tempted to see only heartache. And let's allow Him to show us how we can love and serve others with passion and purpose today, in spite of whatever disappointments may come our way. I hope you make today a terrific day. I want you to know that I'm here if you need me, and I love you all.